today is the day, y'all. We're gonna be lowering this car on some H&R lowering springs. These are the Super Sports, so it should drop the car about 1.5 inches all the way around, in the fact that I do believe there is some type of lowering spring in the front, so it should go down, I'd say another 1/2 inch here. As you can see, we have 3 fingers, so that's definitely got to come down some more. And in the rear here, I can pretty much fit my entire fist and some in there, so this is going to come down a lot. I think this is honestly going to come down like 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches here. Definitely going to have to get in alignment after this car does get lowered, because it's going to be completely different from what it is right now. And honestly, I hope the drop isn't too much, because you guys saw on that rear tire, I did have to go ahead and kind of roll back part of my fender because it was rubbing. So hopefully we ain't gonna have that issue once I do lower it. But this is something that probably should have done a while ago, just kind of put it off, but now we're gonna go ahead and get this car lowered. All right, so we're pulling up to my homie's crib right now. We're gonna go ahead and get this done. Fortunately, I ain't gonna do it. I gotta go back and work, so kind of best case scenario here. Drop the car off, get some work done, come back, and the car is not monster truck height, so I say it's a huge dub. So it's the next day. So far, so good. Unfortunately, it is starting to rain a little bit. I mean, my luck. It's either incredibly windy, it's either starting to rain, but I guess that's Houston for you. But hey, it could be snow, because back home in Illinois, whoo, there's a whole snowstorm going on right now. So, you know, I gotta take it for what it is. I'd much rather have rain than snow. Ooh, looks like we have something going on up here. Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully everybody's okay. But first impressions after going ahead and removing the stock suspension off this car and getting the H&R Super Sports on is the car drives pretty much the same, which theoretically is good. You don't really want the car to drive stiffer. You don't really want the car to drive, you know, any worse. You just want to have it, you know, look better and overall feel a little bit better, and I feel like that's kind of what went down. So far I'm really happy with the H&R Super Sports. As far as the drop goes, I personally notice a difference. You also have to keep in mind these springs have been on for quite literally less than a full day. They've been on for maybe like 13 hours maximum at this point. They've only been sitting, settling for about a night. So the springs are going to come down a little bit more, but I noticed the drop 100% because obviously I see this car every single day. I drive it often. I noticed they drop, but I'm gonna let you guys, you know, be the judge of that. If these are some springs that maybe you would want to go ahead and throw on your Mustang. All right, so I made it to a spot. Let me go ahead and show you guys the new ride height. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. If it was worth the drop, if it wasn't. Remember, the springs still have to settle, so keep that in mind. We'll see what this thing looks like a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks, and then a month. All right, y'all, here we go. Here is the new ride height. So I personally think the fronts came down a considerable amount. As you guys can see here from the finger test, we can get like 3 fingers in here at the top on the front. This is gonna be the driver's side, which I think is perfectly fine. I mean, again, I'm not looking for slam. Before I could get way more than 3, like 3.5, 4 maybe in there. Let me go ahead and show you guys from the front. Again, I really don't need to have the car slammed at all because the intercooler and everything like that. Let me go ahead, go over to the passenger side here. I still need to go get an alignment, but again, I was told to drive the car around for like a couple weeks before getting an alignment. We got 3 fingers right here. The car seems to be pretty much even all the way around, so that kind of shows you the quality of these springs. Let me know what you guys think. The front, the passenger side, I think it looks pretty good. Honestly, if the rears came down to like how this is, I think that'd be absolutely perfect. But again, we could definitely see a difference in a couple weeks. Here's kind of the side profile over here. You can definitely tell that the car did come down quite a bit, my personal opinion. Here we got the rears, passenger side, obviously. I mean, there obviously is going to be a little bit of a gap here, and we have a 15-inch wheel. So if I had an 18-inch like I do in the front and the back, this will look way different. But again, this is a 275 50 15-inch Mickey Thompson ET Street SS tire back here as well. And so far here, before, like, I would struggle to put a fist in here. Now it's like kind of stopped, so we have like a 4-finger gap here. I do suspect that it's going to come down a little bit more, and we're probably going to get like a 3.5 finger gap. So again, we're going to go ahead and keep a lookout on this as time goes on. But so far, I'm actually really happy with it. If it actually stayed the way it is right now, I really wouldn't be upset, because this is lower 100% than what it was. The car's obviously dirty because, I mean, it's starting to rain, unfortunately, but that's Houston for you. But I'd be actually happy with it right now because it's not going to rub. As you saw here, when I had the other springs on originally, I had to kind of roll up my fenders a little bit. This was actually kind of sticking out. That's just, you know, I guess wear and tear on the body lines, because this car has 200K miles, so it was cutting the tire slightly. But that's not an issue anymore. That's something I was really worried about, was rubbing. So even if it were to drop another finger and a half, which I do think it is going to after, you know, a couple of weeks, hell, it might even be after a couple miles of just driving the car after having it settle, I think we'll be good to go. I mean, it looks aggressive, it looks functional. I don't think I'm gonna have any issues, you know, knock on wood, clearing anything. I don't want to have any scraping issues. You guys can see here, again, I would struggle to get a fist in here. This is like 4 fingers, so I'm assuming, again, it's gonna drop another finger, maybe 1.5 fingers, but I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely took a decent amount of drop from before, because before it was monster truck status, 100%. You guys can see right here what it looks like. Again, with an 18-inch in the back. If I were to go take an 18-inch wheel, it would look pretty much exactly what it would be in the front. But I'm okay with it right now. And that's gonna be pretty much the setup, y'all. This is the new, well, the new ride height for right now. Again, a month from now, this could look way different. But personally, I'm liking the way it is. No issues. Trying to get this best image for you guys so you have an idea if you want to do this to your car. Maybe some of you guys have the same setup as me, so you guys can kind of tell what's going to be going down. This car actually had a set of lowering springs on it already. It actually had Roush suspension, which is technically like Ford OEM suspension, as you guys can see here. It says Roush on here. I'm assuming these brought down the car maybe a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, something like that. Nothing too crazy. Again, these ride like stock, so if you guys are looking for maybe, you know, some OEM like suspension, maybe you're looking to return your car back to stock to sell it, or maybe you don't like your current setup and looking for something that sits the car up a little bit higher or rides a little bit smoother, these will be for sale. I'll let them go for dirt cheap. Let me know if you guys want them. We can work something out. So like I said, I'll sell them for cheap because I don't know how many miles are on them. It could be quite literally 25,000 miles, could be 125,000 miles. So let me know what you guys think, and if you guys want them, hit me up. Instagram, it's gonna be in the top of the description. Now I'm gonna add This car has all 4 isolators as well. I did not remove the isolators, so technically it could go down a little bit more. So if you guys are wondering, can this car get lower? It can. I decided to keep the isolators in there because, again, I wasn't looking for the maximum drop. I was just looking for something that would take it down inch and a half, and I think I'm definitely gonna get that once these springs do settle. Now, after going ahead and get the lowering springs installed, I do need to go ahead and upgrade my shocks because those are, you know, obviously worn. This car has almost 200K miles on it, so it definitely needs some new shocks. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys recommend. I've seen quite a few recommendations, Bilsteins, Conies, but let me know what you guys want. I don't technically, you know, track this car or drag race this car a lot. It's more of a street car, cruise it on the highway, so keep that in mind. So if you guys recommend me something, please have it be kind of in that area of performance, because I don't want to have something that's too stiff that's going to be annoying, or vice versa. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys recommend. But right now the car drives literally like stock, and it's lower than stock, so I'm super happy with it and the H&R Super Sport springs.